Welcome to episode 1 of Autographers Anonymous podcast. This podcast is new. We talk about autograph collecting, everything in the autograph world, TTMs, IPs, forgeries, secretarials, you name it, we talk about it. We got a group of rotating co-hosts on each week, and I'll start with my own introduction. My name is Zane Savage. I'm addicted to RTSs.
Hi, Zane.
We don't have to do the hi, Zane, okay? I'm patronizing here. Whoever wants to go next can introduce themselves.
I'll go. Hi, my name is Michael Rhodes, aka The Godfather, and I am addicted to the letters T, T, M.
Oh, I thought you were going to say. Never mind. Go ahead. Next.
I'll go. Hello, my name is Troy Rudder, and I am addicted to informed delivery. True story. True story.
Last.
And finally, this is the President Michael, and I'm addicted to autographs and everything presidential.
Amazing. Amazing. Now you guys got to be thinking of some creative ones for next week. You got to change them up every week. First off, as I said, new podcast, guys. Similar format, a little bit more structure, and giveaways, which we didn't have in the bi-weekly show. So I wanted to give the website out. We have two links that take you to the same place. We have autographersanonymous.com. It's a little long, so we also have graphersaa.com, which is easier to type in. That will take you to our podcast page, which has all of our new episodes. And I actually uploaded all of the old Autograph Weekly episodes also. So the whole archive of the old show with all the interviews with the celebrities are on there also. So be sure to go check that out. And there's also links for our Facebook page, our YouTube page, and the iTunes link. So if you want to subscribe on iTunes. So go check that out, please. That boosts our rank and hopefully can get us heard by more and more people. All right. So, as with every show, what did you guys get in this week? We'll start with Rhodesy.
Okay, I got a big week of TTMs.
Oh, gee.
So I'll do the highlights.
Yes, highlights would work.
Plus, I got a couple things in from another autograph break. I'll show those real quick. 8x10s. Have you guys ever seen the show Steven Universe?
Nice.
Very cool show on Cartoon Network. Voice of Steven. 8x10 of Simon Bramford from Hellraiser. Christy Carlson Romano, who was in Cadet Kelly with Hilary Duff, but she also voices Kim Possible on the Disney Channel.
And she was on Even Stevens. And yes. I had a crush on her when I was a kid.
Absolutely. And the kid from Dick Tracy. So some nice 8x10s added to the collection. Highlights for this week and the last week from the last show. Kirk Cameron, Growing Pains actor and very religious person now. Played Mike Seaver. I don't remember if I showed this one last week, but you guys know I love my Disney stuff. This is Richard White, who voiced Gaston in Beauty and the Beast.
That's very cool.
Signed 3 of 3. He's doing a play, so via venue on that one. Let's see here. Heard he is no longer signing, but I did get my James Lavelle back.
He's charging, right?
Yeah, he is, because people are selling. But if you remember, he inscribed it but did not sign it, so I sent it back and signed him. So 3 of 3. I heard he's charging $50 now, so.
Bank.
Here's another one that we can talk about later in the podcast. But this is I Dream a Genie or Eden.
That'd be a good one.
So she signed 3 of 3, but I got this back that
I thought
states she is no longer accepting autograph requests submitted to the Beverly Hills mailing address. You have to go to barbaraeden.net now. So another person at the window has closed. Again, take advantage when you can. If you see people signing, you never know when those are going to close. I always talk about Hall of Famers. This is Chicago Bear great Dan Hampton. He has been very good signing. Was nice enough to add the Hall of Fame inscription. I never asked for any inscriptions other than to Archer, so they add those on their own, but never hurts to ask. Another Hall of Famer, but different sport. He has been fantastic. Randy Couture, one of the great MMA fighters, Captain America, and a class act. If you guys saw the fight on Saturday, sorry my language, but it was a shit show at the end.
Yes, it was.
So that's kind of disgraceful. Al Kaline.
Oh, you got the full signature.
I did. I
remember for a while he was signing like. Did you send a fee?
Yeah, no, I did. I sent, I think $10. I sent 2 4x6s. He only signed 1, but did get the nice, not rushed full signature. So
that rushed one that is a weird signature. He like flattens it out and like straight lines it.
I actually met him. He's not a very nice man at all.
Hey, you don't talk about Al Kaline that way.
He's old. This one actually just came in today, which is awesome. This is Toby Jones. You might not recognize the name, but he voiced Dobby. You gave Harry Potter a sock.
He's the guy that played Karl Rove in that George W. Bush movie and looked freakishly like Karl Rove to the point of like disturbance.
He is a fantastic character actor, but he was also in Captain America.
Look, it's a mini Karl Rove. Dude, look at him.
Pretty much. But he put Hail Hydra, so very cool inscription.
Oh, that is cool.
And also was in the Hunger Games. So that one was out quite a while because I was actually getting ready to resend to him because I saw a lot of people get them back. This one was like one of my very only spring training successes, Tony Oliva. So this was sent back to this Twins spring training address in February. Signed 2 of 2, so very nice to add that.
Yeah, he's hitting nice, so that's a nice return.
Pull a few more of these out real quick. Oh, this one for Stacy Schaefer, who's not here, because Top Gun is one of his favorite movies. But this is Viper. There's a little better picture of him, Tom Skerritt.
Ooh. And you're doing good this week.
Yeah. There's a cool shot from, he was on Cheers also with Ted Danson. So Ted does not sign, but it would be a very cool dual signature. I did get a failure, and we can talk about this in the next segment, but this is Charlie Duke. Astronaut, one of the youngest men to walk on the moon. Got the nice little printout, $150 fee.
I don't pay that. I can get you cheap. Plus, I got a way you can probably get it for free.
Nice.
We'll talk about
talk offline.
we'll talk about it in our topic.
Yeah. Hall of Famer, again, anytime you see a Hall of Famer signing, take advantage of it.
I thought I killed it. I thought I killed his TTMs.
Nope, Dennis Eckersley, and it's still the same address that it has been for a while. So
he was on one of my old lists, and then like he wrote an angry letter to one of the people that wrote on the list. So
don't write to me again.
Yeah.
Continuing WWF return to Tonka. He's actually been really good TTM classic character since we just had Christopher Columbus, indigenous person, whatever it is they. Continuing the WWF, this is Jerry Skaggs, part of the Nasty Boys. And I love sending to wrestlers and finding these cool shots. You know, candid, you got Hogan, Macho Man, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, looks like Brutus the Barber.
Yeah, if you ever get those dual signed and have guys that are passed away, I can always complete a mat for you, where you mat the photo in the middle and then have the people who passed away on the edges. So just to let you know.
Another one we can talk about in the next segment. This is Pat Priest. You guys might remember her from the Munsters. Did not sign my photos. Got the I am charging $20 a piece. So that she was a good signer for a while. That is just very recent that changed. So window closed on that. Hall of Famer. Paid a small fee, but definitely worth it. Eric Dickerson. LA Rams, great. Here's a great shot with the late, great Walter Payton.
Is he on good terms with the Rams again?
I think so. I think he's kind of cleared that up.
Now that they're winning?
Hall of Fame football again. Paul Horning, also won the Heisman Trophy, signed in green, Packer green. He is getting way up there in age, so if you want to take advantage of that, get him while you can. Valerie Shepard. She was a child munchkin in the original Wizard of Oz.
Wow, okay. So I thought all of them were passed away because I thought Jerry Marin was the last one.
He was one of the original. He was a full-grown munchkin. She was a child actress.
Okay.
Let me try to get that glare off. So signed the two I sent, but then she also sent this one. And I don't know if you guys will be able to see. She drew an arrow right about where my finger is to show where she actually was in the scene with Judy Garland. So very cool that someone from the Wizard of Oz is still alive and signing. Finish up a couple here. Did get an astronaut, Norman Thegard. He's like one of the original U.S. astronauts to go up in the International Space Station with the Russian cosmonauts. So very cool to add that. Just a couple more here. Again, Hockey Hall of Fame. Anytime somebody's signing from a Hall of Fame, that means they're one of the best of the best. This is Chris Pronger. Always try and get something with the Stanley Cup if they want it, because that is one of the most awesome trophies in all of sports.
Yeah, if you guys haven't read up on the Stanley Cup and the history and some of the stories that go on with it, it's pretty amazing. So I recommend to go check that out. And I'm sure there's some YouTube videos if you're not into reading.
All right. I'll show this one because this is kind of what led to the topic of discussion this week. This is Barney Urban, played the Goon in WWE. Signed 3-3. Right here is the one with the note. You owe me $10, and we can talk about that in the next segment.
I think we should just call it a goon from now on whenever somebody does that. You pulled a goon.
Yeah, Goon.
I like that.
I did pay a fee for this one. This is Donnie Duggan, and he is the original voice of Bambi in the Disney classic. And signed 2, I think I included $20, but for somebody that associated with a Disney classic, it's well worth it. Last one I'm going to show, I got this in. When I get a package like this, not my SASE, it's usually some kind of extra, and this is pretty awesome. You guys remember MTV? Martha Quinn.
Nice.
So I think most of us had a minor crush on her when we were growing up, watching actual music videos on MTV. There's the original BJs. But she sent this. This is what came in the extra. It's a mouse pad. I heart the 80s. And she signed it up top. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Very good week. I've been sending a ton of stuff out, so hopefully the mail days will keep rolling in.
Yep, the more you give, the more you get. That's the way it works. I guess I'll go ahead and do mine. Mine's very quick. I got 3 returns, all failures, as you guys know. We've talked about on the previous shows. I am doing my tiny personalized card system, which has failed miserably so far. And basically, I'm sending tiny cards that are personalized to me already, so I just sign. and has tiny little envelopes in there with it. They're all kind of like aged paper. They stand out. Well, I got a letter from the post office saying that my envelopes were too tiny and not legal to send. So that was a fun one because I'm like, great, I've sent a bunch of these out. I'm going to get them all back. Well, some went through. Got a return to sender from the owner of the Chelsea soccer team. So that one was fun. And then I got an auto pen, not sector, an auto pen from George W. Bush, who did not sign my card and sent his usual 8x10 with the auto pen signature, which matches every other one on Star Tiger. So 0 for 3, feeling pretty good about my TTM career right now. I just want one win, guys. I just want one. I've kind of stopped sending out for now until I actually get a few in. Starting to get a little leery about my little idea and process, but we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you updated, I promise. President Michael, you get anything in?
Well, with regard to TTMs, just some boring politicals, but I did get a few IPs. Let's see. First one, this is I got an autograph book. This is Jeff Arnett. He's like a master's distiller for Jack Daniels. A lot of people were getting bottles signed, but I'm not much of a drinker, so I wasn't really interested in that. I got one Disney artist. This is Jamie Brown. He did a little sketch.
I thought the Jack Daniels guy, his signature would be a little shakier. Let me test this. Make sure it's up to code.
That's mainly it. Not too much.
Did you get that at Epcot, the Disney autograph? Did you get that at Epcot?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, I did. He was there. The Jack Daniels guy was there was the food and wine thing. But with regard to the Disney artist, they're there all the time at different parks, so they're pretty easy to get, especially if you go during that Art of Animation festival they have every year. I got tons and tons of Disney artists, and a lot of them would do sketches for free, and they sell their artwork, and they were all super nice. But yeah, these two were at Epcot specifically, but I have like a whole book filled with them.
Cool. I'm looking forward to buy that on eBay one day and piece it out. All right, Tony, you get anything in?
Yes, I did, Mr. Savage. Well, this is probably the biggest one. Steve Kerr.
That's cool.
5 times NBA All-Star, I think. Something like that. I don't know.
All-Star, yeah.
But he got ejected from a game just the other day, so very timely, I guess. And then just a bunch of random stuff. Peter Duris, hockey player, signed in Penn. Eric Young Jr. just came in. Oop, there you go. Henry can tell this guy's name. I don't know it.
Oh my goodness. That signature is one of the worst I've ever seen.
I know.
It looks like it was made by an auto pen machine that went haywire.
Corey Spangenberg from the Padres. I'm not sure if he's still on the Padres. I haven't entered these into the Star Tiger yet.
Feed your solstice, my friends.
StarTiger.com/Troy Rudder. No, I'm kidding. It's not a real
affiliate link.
It's not a real affiliate link. I was just kidding. The real one's over on. Well, I won't tell you. Giovanni Gallardo, something like that. Brewers.
I want everybody to give Troy hell for not being able to pronounce the name, so the people that he wrote to.
That's okay.
I want to see that in the comments next video.
Oh, there you go. Chad Bettis. That one's easy. Again in pen or a really thin Sharpie.
It's Batiste.
No, it's not. Ken Gerhardt. These were the ones that I got at Goodwill. Those 94 Fleer, I think. So
that's
I know we talked about this,
isn't it? 80. Oh, that's 87. 87.
But I don't remember those being that glossy.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Those might be the traded set or something, or the X. What's the glossy versions?
It was in a tin. It was the update series.
update, yeah. So update series. Sometimes they were glossy on those.
Yeah, it was in this little tin thing.
What were you accusing them of having a fake card? Like who would spend the paper to print out that card to be fake?
For the set, too bad Archer's not there to say for the set, but Doug DeCenzo, 91 Don Russ, and then this guy sent me another 91 Don Russ that I got in, and I think was it Mike that didn't you get him in too? Brian Holman, someone else got it. Someone else got him in, but he sent in 5 extras.
Holy cow!
As well. So, of different things. So,
Time to start a new set.
no,
Yeah.
no. But that's about it from me. Of course, we had a holiday yesterday, so
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Rhodesy wins. We all lose. So that is it for our returns. We're gonna move on to the giveaway. Okay, I know everybody's excited, saying, "Hey, I want to win some free autograph stuff." Well, here's how it's gonna work. We're gonna do the keyword. This is what we used to do back in Autograph Weekly. I'm gonna say a keyword randomly inserted into this podcast, and when you hear the keyword, I want you to go over to our Facebook page. To get there, go to autographersanonymous.com or graphersaa.com, whichever one, it takes you to the same place. And the Facebook link's right there for you to click on. And post on our wall, our community wall, with the keyword, and you'll be entered to win this. This week, we're giving away... Oh, what did you want to say, Troy, Tony?
a new car.
A new car? No. Don't have the funds for that, but we do have funds for a Coolio authentic auto from Pop Century, a Malcolm Jamal Warner authentic auto from Pop Century. He was on the Cosby Show. We'll just leave it at that. And then we're also throwing in a fabric fob. That's right, my secondary business. So this is Magic Johnson. Here's the front. It says Magic, has a serial number, and the back, of course, is the piece of the game used jersey of Magic Johnson. So the winner will get all of that. All you have to do is listen for the keyword in this show, and when you hear the keyword, go over to our Facebook page, like I said, and put the keyword there. It's easy as that. So, let's go ahead and move on to the meat, the topic of today. And usually the topics are inspired by something that's going on in the forums or on Facebook. And today's topic, as the last 3 have been, was inspired by Rhodes, because he gets in like a million TTMs and runs into all these unique situations that are fun to talk about. So go ahead and explain what happened to you, Rhodesy.
Okay, so I showed the autograph that I got in from Barry Irwin, who played the Goon in the old WWF. He was a wrestler. Now, on Star Tiger, there was no indication that he had a fee for his autograph. Star Tiger is very good about, people update that, and if it says they charge, there's a little indicator that says they charge. Nothing for him. So I sent to him and didn't pay a fee, just sent him the photos, 3 photos. He signed them and sent back a note that said I owed him $10. Now, I don't have a problem paying fees. As you can see from some of my autographs I've gotten in, I pay, if I know up front, I decide if I want to pay a fee for an autograph. The issue that I had with what he did is basically he sent me an invoice, and it was not my choice that I wanted to be charged. So if I would have known up front, I could have decided to send to him and pay the fee if I wanted his autograph. By him signing it and then sending me basically what I called an invoice for his autograph, he took the choice out of my hands. So I posted on a couple of Facebook pages, and it was a civil discussion in, let's say, couple groups. One of them got a little out of control. I took the post down, and it just all I wanted to do was stir some conversation within the autograph collecting community. And again, this goes back to a couple shows ago. I think collectors are a-holes as a whole.
Yeah.
You know, especially online, but people disagreed that, you know, one person said his fee is well known, which is on sportscollectors.net, which I don't use. It's a site out there, you know, and I'm not on it. So I didn't know that was posted on there. Well, it's been well known for years that he charges. Okay, I don't know. He was a jobber for the WWF.
Yeah.
So my point was I basically posted, you know, that I was telling him to piss off because I was not going to send him $10 because he took the choice out of my hands. Like I said, I don't have a problem paying a fee because I've paid it. I will gladly pay it for people.
Send it back unsigned and then ask for the fee. And then if they want to pay the fee, have them resend it. I mean, that's the obvious way to do it if you're going to do a fee.
Exactly. A wrestler that comes to mind, Kamala. I can't think of his real name, but I sent him a photo. He sent it back, said, you know, I charged $10. I sent him $10. He signed the photo I wanted. No problem there. Okay.
You know what it's a version of? It's a version of those guys that come and squeegee your windshields and then ask you for $2. Like, okay, you owe me $2. It's like, no, I didn't ask for the squeegeed windshield.
Exactly. And it wasn't the amount of the fee because he only wanted $5 a photo. I had 2 photos. He wanted $10. It wasn't the amount. It was the way he presented it. He was taking that choice out of my hands because if I knew the fee up front or he sent a price list, I may have gotten one of the photos signed because I like the old WWF promos. So I had a photo of that, and I probably would have sent that with $5. But I didn't like, as a collector, that he sent me a bill for something, and I don't feel like I'm owed anything as a collector when I send TTMs. That's their choice. Right. If they want to sign, great. If not, send it back. If you want to charge, that's fine because a lot of people sign. You created some kind of fame where you can charge people, you know, at a con through the mail, and people will gladly pay for that. But you have to let them know up front.
Right. I've always gone by whenever I was heavy with TTMs. If you send me a bill and sign the stuff after the fact, I didn't know you had a fee, I would never send a fee. I mean, it's just common decency. I mean, like I said, it's the squeegee guy. It's the annoying squeegee guy.
And like I said,
to pay that guy.
I have no problem with people charging. That's their right.
Yeah.
And I'm the type of person that I will pay a fee, but I'm also the type of person that if someone charges, let's say, $100 fee, Brett Favre, I will try and get the autograph for less than that.
Yeah.
Okay. Because his fee is, you know, $100. He'll sign a football, 11 by 14. I wanted a 4x6 photo. This happened in the group too. I wanted a 4x6 photo. I don't think that's worth $100 fee. So I sent $25 to his foundation, which helps, you know, I think sick kids, cancer patients, whatever it is. He returned it unsigned, which is his right. Right. I posted, you know, it's too bad that my donation wasn't good enough, and people are like, oh, he's $100 no matter what. Okay, that's fine, but I tried something because I didn't want a premium item signed. I don't collect footballs or. Right. You know, I could send an 11 by 17, but I wanted the 4x6. So I thought
Nolan Ryan's notable for doing that. I've got Nolan Ryan for, I think he signed 3 cards for $20 once, and it was just a lower amount than he usually charges for his fee, and it worked. And that works for several people because they're just like, okay, it's money, it's going toward the donation. And people are different, and that is 100% their right. You know, like you said. Favre doesn't want to sign for anything under 100. That's his choice, and you can get frustrated with it or whatever. But like, people shouldn't get mad at Favre or anything for it. It's his autograph. He controls it.
Yeah, no, I wasn't upset about it. You know, I understand. Sure, I want a Brett Favre autograph in my collection.
Not anger.
Right, but you know, I try. I know what the fee is. I was willing to try less, but I knew going up front, I was trying to pay for his autograph. So back to the whole topic that started this all was, you know, what do you guys think about, hey, I've signed this. Oh, by the way, you owe me money after the fact.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to morality. I don't think it's an egregious thing that he did. I think it might have made sense in his head when he does that. I think maybe he thinks he can get more money that way. If he has an actual price list that he sends back, he knows people probably aren't going to send the money. And for just a few seconds of signing stuff, the guilt that may lay on somebody's conscience that they have the autographs and didn't pay might bring in more money than him sending back nothing and just a price list. I know some people actually hold stuff for ransom. I think Freddy Krueger, what's his name? Robert Englund does that. So that's another way to go about it. And the people are more likely to be like, okay, I want my stuff back. Here's the money, especially if it's something nice. So that's another way you can go about it. That's a little more, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about taking stuff for ransom?
I think Christian Leitner's mom still has my photos.
She's holding on to those, man. She's waiting for that $10 check.
Yeah, I never. Robert Englund, he actually sent me mine back, but I had heard that before that he was either a one time for free, other times you had to buy through his website, or you get the letter saying if you want your stuff back, do that. But
I actually held out. Like I was like, I'm not. I sent a baseball, and I was like, I'm not gonna send the fee. He can just keep the baseball. It was one of those cheapo error baseballs. So I think he can keep the. And then like a year later, I get the baseball signed back in the mail. So he personalized it, which obviously devalues it. He probably did it on purpose, which is fine. But I was like, hey, eventually I got it.
Yeah,
I didn't really have a problem with this policy. As long as people are up front with their fees and don't put the onus on you for like the guilt of signing, I think that's the big thing. Like I don't know.
yeah.
It's a calculation they're doing in their head, and he might actually make more money doing that way. But like it pisses off a lot of collectors when you do that.
Something like that only happened to me maybe a handful of times over the years. They would sign something and send it back. Like, what was it? The last one. This was probably 4 years ago. I think it's one of the walkers from The Walking Dead, Larry Manlin. He signed like 3 things for me, a couple index cards and a photo, and he wanted like $30. And like you guys are saying, I don't mind paying the fee, but it's kind of I never sent money to people like that who sign and then send a bill with it, because I don't think it's basically the fairity of it. It's not fair in my opinion.
Yeah.
Fair.
And with
that's good.
It's
not fair.
I prefer them to send it back and then let them know I want this money for this. But really, what steams my clams is when they hold on to the item. I remember years and years ago. Who was it? It was Phil Rizzuto, I think it was. He kept a hold of my item and sent me a bill and basically said if I want. Well, it wasn't him. He had a company that took care of that for him.
So you don't like the ransom?
No, that really.
See, I find they give in.
I hate that.
They get a stack of stuff, and they're either going to send it back unsigned or they're going to send it back signed. Like, because they got your self-addressed stamped envelope that's going to pay for it, and they don't want. I mean, that stuff just piles up. I think the ransom. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's really a dirtbag move. And I think they automatically think, oh, you want Giant back, you're going to have to pay, blah, 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 blah. A few people have even done that with me with, like, index cards. And, like, I think, you think I'm going to pay basically a ransom for a stupid index card that probably wasn't even worth a penny?
Oh, you know what? Rhodesy, here's what you should do. You should send him back 4 of your autographs and say he owes you $5. That's what you should do.
Oh yeah, I had people saying I should send him Monopoly money. Yeah, it just got out of control. I was like, I'm taking this post out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, people get passionate, and a lot of people like to stir up drama. I don't think you're stirring up drama. You're bringing up a topic to discuss, but people take it to the extremes, and sometimes it gets a little crazy. But yeah, I think we can all agree that's a douchebag move, and I don't think you're obligated to pay anything. It's basically he's trying to guilt trip you into paying, is what it is. And
yeah, I feel bad for like those WWF guys that
yeah, they're just trying to make some bucks.
Yeah, they didn't make a lot of money. They put their bodies on the line. Didn't have insurance, And like I said, it wasn't about the fee. It wasn't, the $10. It was just how he went about it.
It was an ethics question
Mhm.
in the community.
The thing,
Right.
he didn't even say. Did he even say please or anything? I mean, was he even polite in how he requested it?
No.
Yeah, I think it was P.S. You owe me $10.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
that's another thing. He had to have been rude about it too.
I think it deserves a note. That note needs to be framed on your wall because it's became a discussion topic, and it's a piece of history now. It's in our very first episode, and we've spent the last 20 minutes talking about that goddamn note. So I think you should have a little frame for that note itself.
I'll have to put a wall of fame back here right behind
Yeah,
me.
definitely.
Or a wall of
it's a
shame.
piece of history. Or there you go, wall of shame. Oh, that'd be good. I like that.
I hope it's a wall of fame. We had some better discussions.
Oh, wall of shame. I like that. Like some of the worst responses, like all the people that are like, never write me again and stuff like that. That'd be
really
great.
like rude letters. I could think of a few people like that.
Yeah.
Rest
The one
in peace, Red Show and Dice.
Yeah, Red. Yeah, he wasn't happy. He was
The one Neri got from the Harry Potter guy.
Yes, that's right. And he passed away.
Yeah. Because he had to walk to the post office.
He had to walk to the post office. Yeah. Oh, come on.
That was sad.
Richard Griffiths, man. The big, fat, jolly, angry actor from Harry Potter. Don't dig on him.
That's not what I was saying.
Troy, I
have no room to talk. So.
You're being mean, man. You're a mean man. I guess that's it for the topic for today. I just want everybody to know that the keyword is Bacon Getty. The keyword is Bacon Getty. The keyword is bacon.
Bacon.
Getty.
Bacon.
I love bacon.
And don't ask why we came up with that. You don't want to know. All right. Moving on to our next segment. This is going to be edited in, guys. Doing the little intro in this part. So if you're listening to the audio podcast, you won't hear this part. You'll hear the intro. So
sounds good.
All right. This is the case against. And if you listen to us on the last episode of Autograph Biweekly, we actually picked who we were doing. We've done our research, and Ricky Gervais is on the block. We are going to judge him and see if his TTMs are indeed authentic or secretarial. I'm just going to throw... I'll start off, okay? Throw a couple things out there. His new stuff has gigantic variations that I think prove beyond reasonable doubt that it's sectarial. The R connection with his authentic signatures, the stem of the R is connected. Every single one of his TTMs since 2014, it's disconnected. And that's the most glaring piece of evidence. But there's other evidence. So that's just one piece of evidence for you guys to chew on. Anybody got any other evidence to throw in there? Because I got some more.
I'm going to disagree with you. And
bring it on, my friend. Bring it.
I'm going to start this by saying, I'm a strictly TTM guy. I don't do a lot of in person. 99% of my collection is TTM. As a TTM collector, part of me has to be wary that what I get back is secretarial. So, but as I'm looking at this as an autograph collector, not just a TTM collector.
Right.
So I'll start with this. This is a PSA DNA certified autograph from Ricky Gervais.
Yes.
Okay. So let me also throw in, it's a third-party authenticator. Right. PSA DNA is kind of the top dog. Right. There's also Beckett, who I'm a big fan of because of Steve Grad. If you guys don't know who Steve Grad is, he is the authenticator you see on Pawn Stars. He went from JSA to Beckett. So I think they're number 2, right around with JSA. Now, with that being said, just because it's authenticated does not mean it is authentic. They are experts.
You got me there because I was about
they are experts, but it is not written in stone that just because they put a sticker on it, it is authentic. They make
Yes.
mistakes. They pass stuff that is fake.
On previous shows, we've actually found examples of stuff that was authentic, and pre-printed or auto-penned. So
Sure.
go on.
So just
Because you could
disclaimer,
never-
just be,
I was going to say,
Yeah.
you can never say 100% unless you witness it with your own eyes.
right.
Yes,
So
but you can
they are experts, but they are not 100% foolproof.
Right.
So I showed this one. This is the signature. Let me see if I can get this. Okay. So as you can see, the R is disconnected. That was the first thing I was going to look at is the R.
right.
This is from Star Tiger. This is a classic example of a Ricky Gervais TTM.
Right.
So I spent the week looking at certified stuff. I saw some of the R's that were connected. A lot of his later stuff, the R is disconnected. So I did not go that route. What I'm looking at, and I'm going with the authentic route, is the figure 8. So little loop, big loop, that is always connected to the R. That was the TTM. Let's see. There we go. This is the certified. Little loop, big loop, always connected to the R.
I'm saying the authenticated is a TTM, but go
Okay.
on.
These are what I got back. These are TTM.
Right.
This disconnected R, but again, constant with the small loop, big loop. Second one here,
Right.
disconnected, small loop, big loop, always connected to the R. If you look on Star Tiger, that's just on Star Tiger. They're pretty much all the same. The disconnected R, always the looping.
Did
which
you
is
look at
connected.
the in-persons on Star Tiger? Because there's only one with the disconnected R, and there are 10 or 9 with the connected R.
And I saw the book, which
Which the books are mine.
Right.
Actually, those are publisher signed books. One actually has had the co-author in there too, which are very slow hands and also connected R. And I'd like to throw in a piece of evidence of the separation of names, which you find a lot more in the in-persons and you never find in the TTMs, especially in the books and some of the slower in-person signatures.
and that also brings up another point. When people talk about a book signing versus an in-person, if you're at a movie premiere, I wish Neri was here to talk about that. You see these people that are signing go down the line, and it is rush.
Right.
If you sit down at a book signing, it's very okay. You're paying for this. I'll give you your 5 seconds. Hi, how you doing? Here's my book. So I think there is a difference between in-person and like a sit-down signing.
But every time you would think you would be rushed. Like there would be some indication, like every once in a while there would be a break in the signature, or you would have the quick signature. He's not sitting down and doing I'm sure he's in a rush sometimes doing TTMs.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You would think some of the evidence would show. Like Michael Madsen, we did a test of this segment before, and he was a variated signature on TTMs and in persons, and made it almost impossible to figure out what his signature was like. This is a very consistent signature. His TTMs are a certain way. His in-persons are a certain way. His books are signed a certain way. We don't see a lot of variation there. And I feel like that's what really puts it in the secretarial column for me personally. I feel like there's got to be a day where he sits down and has to sign a bunch of stuff and goes. The odds of him using that exact same signature with the stick R instead of the connected R, and not doing the separated names, the chances of that, they got to be low.
And I know what we talked about that brought up this whole issue with Ricky Gervais is somebody sent to him, and I think it was a England address, and it was a return from the United States.
Right.
And so that can be a red flag. But also, I thought about this as a celebrity. If you're doing a play, let's say in the States, you're obviously not going to go out in the city a lot because you're going to get hounded. People know who Ricky Gervais is. So they probably have a lot of time to kill in a hotel, maybe sit down and sign some stuff. Because I got to think too, it's kind of a stroking their ego a little bit. If I'm famous, this kind of reassures me that people like me and they're still, I'm relevant. Because
I don't know. He's a pretty big pessimist. I mean, he comes off as a pretty big pessimist. I don't think that ego gets stroked that often through fan letters. That's just my personal opinion. Let's. I have seen some. Sorry, I activated my Alexa. So I was thinking. I just don't see how. I can't call this authentic at all. I don't see any evidence of authenticity. I see the PSA. The PSA is a good piece of evidence, but as we know, PSA has authenticated things that are not authentic. Let me look some of my other evidence here. Out of country, you already covered that. There was some people who got some stuff when he was out of country, which is obviously suspicious. Also have the actual inscriptions on the autographs. So he has a very low inscription, kind of not very tall when it comes to his letters on the TTMs. And on the Authentics, the letters tend to be higher, medium to high, which handwriting usually doesn't change even if you're rushed or and sitting down. So that was another thing that I saw that was different.
Do you think it's a case of Ronda Rousey though, that somebody else is doing the inscriptions and he is signing it? Like she
it doesn't appear that way. Usually you can tell that it's all separated a little bit. And it doesn't look that way to me. I mean, I'm just going by looks. I mean, there's really no way to tell unless the handwriting's glaringly different than the signature. Like if sometimes a guy will have a woman do the inscription, so it's a guy signature and the girl doing the inscription, and that's usually the case where you can tell all right off the bat. Oh, okay, secretarial inscription, real autograph. I don't see that with him. Let's get some other input from what you guys have heard from me and Rhodesy. What are you guys thinking? And I know he brought props and yeah. Go ahead and show off your secretarial there.
Let me see the yours again, Mike.
Mike doesn't have any authentic in persons.
Well, see
to show.
Where was that? Let's see if I can.
Yeah. Look up on Star Tiger and hit in person.
I'm not going to do Star Tiger.
Okay. Well, look up in persons.
Let me see if I can.
I think it's clear. I think it's. I would, if I were to put this in a category, I would say probably secretarial, and I would lean toward definitely secretarial, but the PSA evidence would have to knock it down a little bit, even though I'm pretty sure they authenticated a TTM.
So this one, let's see.
Zombie Collector in chat, by the way, says it's 100% fake.
You guys can't see that. It's only showing half of it.
Okay, so what is that in person?
This is in person.
Okay, now we have new evidence. Okay,
from our friend Mike,
broken R.
With the broken R.
Broken R.
Figure 8.
Yep.
Now let's look at the inscription. That matches almost exactly the inscription to the in person that I'm looking at here. In person for the in person. So that's definitely his handwriting. Let's pull up a TTM inscription. Keep that picture up.
Okay.
Let's see. Hey, Troy, say something. Would you say?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Hello.
Looks like the twos.
Hello.
Let's see. That 2 is connected. That 2 is not connected. Okay, so there's nothing there.
Let me try to pull up another one here. If this one.
So hold on, look at the S on that one.
I'm looking at the dip.
Look
How
at the
sharp
S
the
on
dip is.
the Susan.
Okay, I'm looking at it.
Okay, so this is off Star Tiger. This is a TTM.
That's a different Susan. Yeah, but
look at the S on yours. If you can pull that back
Yeah,
up.
can you pull that back up?
oh, what's up there now? Oh, it's me. Okay.
That's you.
Okay, there it is.
All right.
Please
So
don't-
it's got kind of the same kind of tail on it. If you look at the S on Susan and
Yeah, you're right.
Let's see.
You're right.
so the bottom tail, how it comes up on Troy's.
Okay, but look at the signature. Look how jagged. Well,
Again, I think that's a very rushed signature. I think that's in person. He's trying to do the squiggle where he does the figure 8.
Huh.
but the figure eight isn't pronounced in that IP. It's more of a jagged swish down. I don't know what you would call that. A loop. They're a lot fatter on the TTMs than the in person that was just shown.
And then here's
It's a hell
another
of a
one.
piece of evidence, though. Who got that? It's Mike.
It's suddenly Susan on Mike the Fanboy. Yeah.
You got a little bit of a swish there. You got to remember on some of these letters, the handwriting style is common for everybody to do certain things. I
Mhm.
found that out by doing some research on some of this stuff. So just because you see something that's similar doesn't necessarily mean
Right. The one you're showing.
50% of the population doesn't do it.
Right. The one you're showing with Cheers, is that another in person?
Yeah, that was the same. That was the same event.
Okay. Just happens on.
Ooh, good, perfect. Okay, bring up that again, Troy.
All right, one sec. This is gonna be great for the audio podcast.
Well, I mean, they can still hear us talking about the differentials. I mean, and if they want to see what's going on, they can always go on to YouTube and watch the actual episode. Okay, so you guys talk.
All right. So
All right.
the Cheers with the exclamation point looks pretty identical to this TTM that I'm showing right by my finger.
Yeah, it does. It has the
Okay, the
curve
loopy
on the C.
with no tails. Okay, Mike, you talk again.
All right. So I'm just looking.
Show it
is,
again. Show it again. I'm sorry,
yeah,
I wasn't
that
doing
is
comparing.
that is TTM from Star Tiger. Cheers with the
This always
exclamation
happens.
point.
Why does this happen? I haven't figured out, and then you throw new evidence at me.
Yeah, I'm looking at our two chat windows down at the bottom for us in the room, side by side, and they look identical.
Yeah, I mean it's spot on with the S at the end, exclamation point.
And that's for sure in person, Troy.
Yeah.
Because
You know-
I haven't seen any in persons like that. For sure in person, I guarantee.
That's what Susan on Mike the Fanboy said when they went to a Q&A.
I don't.
I could put the link below. Let's see.
I mean, I'm not saying that Susan is tall on a tall tale, but I mean, I haven't seen any in persons that look like that. What's our chat think? Because I mean, obviously, those are the same. That's the same handwriting.
Oh, there's a real close up on the actual link, but I can't put it in public chat. I put it on.
I can't
Private
because
chat.
I'm the. Yeah, you can put it in private chat. That works. Okay, there we go.
Just don't share the first part that I
Yeah.
put on.
Let's see. Oh, so she's actually got. Does she have photos from the event? Yeah, she's got pictures with him.
Mhm.
Okay.
And there's a close up of the cheers right there on the
So here's what we're looking at.
MikeTheFanboy.com.
Here's what we're looking at, boys and girls. I'm saying I think we're looking at a change of signature. from Mr. Gervais around 2014. Is that what we're looking at?
Happen.
Huh?
That can definitely happen. I've seen plenty. We've all been in this game long enough that we've seen some signatures change.
It's a
over the
drastic
years.
change. I'm not willing to say probable authentic. I'm sitting at in the middle. So that's where I'm sitting. I know where Rhodes is sitting. You're sitting at probably authentic, right?
I would say so. Also as a TTM collector, I am skeptical when I see I guess I'd consider him an A-list star just because how big the office was overseas. I mean,
Yes.
we wouldn't have the office in America with Steve Carell if it wasn't for Ricky Gervais. He's hosted the Oscars, the Emmys, something. He's a big name. So when we see people like him sign, of course I'm skeptical because I don't see him sign it in person. But spending the last week and a half, looking at the examples on Star Tiger online, what I have in person, what I got TTM. Yes, I am leaning toward. I'm not getting rid of these. If I get them
wouldn't
in,
get rid of them either. Man, it's so drastic from the books that I had that were published or it was signed on a publisher book plate. The other one was signed with his co-author, so that one was from a book signing. Man, it is drastic. Man, you I thought I had a stone cold case here against Mr. Gervais, and now Susan's gone and messed it all up.
Thank you, Susan.
Suddenly, Susan.
Yeah, I really feel like that's swinging the evidence hard. Because I'm looking, she has a picture with Ricky Gervais, showing, even talking about the photo she brought and how he liked them.
Mm-hmm.
So, is Susan a liar? I don't think so. Okay, boys and girls, we're gonna take a vote on this, and all I want to know is where you stand. I'm sticking at maybe because it's a drastic change, and the overseas evidence is kind of damning. And we all know that secretarials can be good. Debbie Reynolds, for example, that secretary had it down pat, except for the last loop. So I'm sticking with maybe. You got me to maybe. That's as far as you can get. Let's go.
That's as far as some people will go. Is just maybe. All TTMs are maybes.
Well, I mean, there's stuff that's definite and stuff that's
D-Wallace.
James Earl Jones, for instance, we did one on him to test this segment out, and his was 100% authentic, which I was kind of surprised at because I'm such a big name. But all right, where you stand, President? We've heard everything. Give us your vote and maybe some analysis if you want.
Actually, I agree with you. I'm still a maybe too. I was a maybe before, and I'm still a maybe now. There's parts of it that still looks similar enough where I think, it's real, and then there's some other parts that's a little off. I mean, you also got to keep in mind, and as some of you guys already mentioned about if it's a really quick signature, if he's in a rush, if he signed an autograph and he's really angry about something, it could maybe the loop could be a little tighter or non-existent. So I'm still going to say maybe. But like I said before, I never say 100% when any autograph I don't witness myself. So.
Yes. So yeah, that's the range we're going with. You have probably authentic, maybe authentic, maybe's in the middle, I guess. I mean, maybe come up with a better word for that, but then maybe secretarial and probably secretarial. I think that's the 5 we agreed on. So, all right, I guess Troy, the impartial party here, the damning evidence against me.
I don't like the guy, but
no, come on. What's he done to you?
No, I was thought he was an arrogant schmuck, but anyway,
I'm sure he likes you. I'm sure he likes you a lot.
Well, you know what? His fate is in your hands right now, Troy.
I know.
His very life.
I'm still. Zombie collectors in chat screaming at me.
I know. Zombie collector's 100% fake. He's like fake news.
I'm gonna go with probably. I guess
Probably what?
authentic.
Probably authentic. Well, that swings it because obviously, Michael, you're going to go with
So we're tied.
I have to
probably.
go,
There's also a maybe authentic. Remember that. Probably
as a TTM collector, I will go with the Star Tiger answer and say probably authentic.
probably authentic. Okay.
So 2-2 with Zombie Collector pushing it to the other way. So
I think that leaves us at maybe authentic,
okay,
right? Because the maybe and the probably cancel each other out and meet in the middle at maybe, right? Am I right doing the math there?
I could live with that.
So we're at maybe authentic. Okay, that's our judgment. I'm gonna insert a gavel sound right here.
I was looking for the Law and Order sound right now.
Yeah,
I
I
was-
can't
I
play
was
audio.
thinking the same
Today, so. All right, and the judgment is for Ricky Gervais. Maybe authentic.
In the autograph collecting system, several autographs are considered probably authentic. These are their stories.
Dun, dun, dun.
I love that segment, and we're gonna try to do this at least once a month. We don't want to put too much research on the boys, but I think getting down and dirty into some of these signatures is going to do the hobby well, and I'm sure eventually I'll prove one day that something is secretarial. That's my goal. Yeah, that's it for the case against, and I believe that's it for the show.
So
Episode 1.
I have one other question since you kind of touched on it. What do you think about the authentic signatures, but the secretarial inscriptions? I mean,
As long as
the signature is, yeah.
Yeah, a signature is authentic. I'm happy.
Because I had gotten, oh shoot, his name just went out the window from Forrest Gump, not Tom Hanks.
Oh, Gary Sinise.
Gary Sinise.
Sinise. I got him. I sent a picture, and I got it back with a definitely secretarial inscription. And so I was like, well, the autograph may be wrong. But then they found my check for the donation, and then I got a real one back with with him inscribing. And so I was like, eh.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the signature is authentic, they made this the cool device called a mat machine, a mat cutter, where if the inscription really annoys you, you can take care of it. So
yeah.
The problem is though, like I touched on this, Ronda Rousey. It's gotten so bad with her mom that her mom uses one pen, Ronda signs it in another, but Ronda always runs her signature into the inscription, so you can't remove it.
Oh,
I could still cut around that.
Yeah,
You can still do a mat piece with inscription going into the signature. I've done it. It sells just fine. So, not that you should sell TTMs. I'm just saying, if you wanted to, I mean, it looks okay, matted on the wall.
that's a whole other topic. Selling TTMs.
Maybe a topic for another day. What do you say? Thanks for watching our first episode. This is our inaugural episode of Autographers Anonymous. We'd love to hear some feedback from you guys. Again, go to our website, autographersanonymous.com, or you go to graphersaa.com. It takes you to the same place, has all of our links for our social media and our iTunes podcast there. Go check that out, please. And don't forget to put the keyword on Facebook to win the goodies that we showed earlier.
Getty.
Bacon. Or actually it's Bacon Getty. Sorry. You guys got anything else? You want to promote anything? Let's promote Troy's book. Troy actually wrote a book about autograph collecting, and since this is the first official episode of the show, I really want to urge everybody who doesn't have a copy of this book to go get one. You got any linkage on that, Troy?
It's on Amazon. It's on Audible if you want the audiobook version, or my website, ttmautograph.com.
It's right behind Troy.
Yeah, and it's also on the wall over there.
Yeah, it's a picture of the cover over there. It's a great tool for autograph collectors in the modern times, because all the books on autograph collecting get dated very fast, and Troy has done a great job of putting all the relevant information that you need to know for today's collector. So please go check that out. You guys want to promote your YouTube channels or anything?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Well,
All right, that's it. We're done.
uh,
We're getting out of here. So thanks for watching and listening, guys. Again, if you want to see the video version of this, go to YouTube, and that's it. So you take care, all of you autograph addicts.